Yo, what's going on, y'all? It's Combo Breaker 99. I'm back with another post-fight analysis video here with some fight coverage for INVICTA FC 41. We had another solid card last night, and one of the fights I was looking forward to, of course, Kaitlin Young versus Latoya Walker. Anytime you get these two in the octagon, you know it's going to be an entertaining fight. You know it's going to be a good stand-up match. You got Kaitlin Young, who's a Muay Thai specialist, and you got Latoya Walker, who's a solid boxer, solid striker, very good right hand. And yeah, both of these ladies, they came to bring it last night. Kaitlin Young, making a return after 11 months off. Then you got Walker, who's making a comeback to MMA after 4 years away. Both of these fighters are really come to make a statement. So we was really in for a good fight. I knew that right from the jump. But of course, Kaitlin Young, the fresher of the two, didn't show as much ring rust, didn't really show any at all. She controlled the pace of the fight. She controlled it with the striking, whether it was the punches or the kicks. She came in with a solid game plan, and she won a solid decision over Latoya Walker. Just going back and looking at the fight real quick. The first round, right away, Kaitlin, she wanted to set the pace with her jab, but so did Latoya. Latoya, she was throwing Latoya and Kaitlin were both throwing some heavy shots. They weren't really throwing no pawing shots, trying to set anything up. As far as like just feeling a feeling out process, they both were just coming throwing really heavy, efficient punches. Walker, she was being the boxer with the nice jab and the nice head movement in the beginning. She was throwing that slip jab, getting her head off the line. But Kaitlin, she was quick to offset that rhythm right away. Throwing her own longer jab and establishing some good leg kicks right away. And she knew she needed to do that against a boxer. Throwing that heavy right kick to the lead leg of Latoya was a signature kick that was going to just control the pace of this fight right from the jump. She established it early because she knew she was dealing with a more stationary boxer. Their leg was going to be there to be a big target. And, she was using that to really offset the rhythm of Latoya and had Latoya kind of thinking twice about really going inside on the offense or, staying stationary right in the pocket. Latoya, she was able to land a few good shots here and there, but like I said, Kaitlin landing that heavy leg kick, it was really moving Latoya, and Latoya was eating them. She was taking these shots like she wasn't really rocked, like you really wouldn't see a reaction, like she was like wincing, but the physical power, it was just like the physical strength of Kaitlin's kicks were just moving her. And, they were doing damage, but Latoya was really like, taking these shots well. She was taking them. Latoya landed a few good body shots here and there, but I think that the overall pace was just set with the hands of Kaitlin. She was landing them more volume and doing more damage with those leg kicks. Second round, I feel like both fighters, they really weren't using too much movement, which made for a good fight. They both were kind of just staying just out of range and then stepping in, trying to be first. And whenever they saw openings, like especially Kaitlin, like as soon as Kaitlin saw an opening, she was taking it. She was taking it with the 1-2, go right back downstairs with a kick to the leg or a kick to the body. And, she was just being first as soon as Latoya was in range. Latoya's jab up the middle was good. I think she was landing it well. I just wanted to see her follow up more with the right hand. Like, if she did want to use a jab, it's more like a blinder, just kind of flicking it out there to blind Kaitlin and then coming over the top with the right hand. That probably would have been a smarter move. But like I said, she was going back, just throwing heavy shots. Landed some shots on Kaitlin up the middle. But like I said, every time Kaitlin went back to that leg kick, that would control the pace of the round. A couple of times when Latoya just tried to step in with the jab, like maybe 2 or 3 times in a row, she just ate those leg kicks, and the leg kicks just moved Latoya to the right. Like there was some real forceful kicks. And I got to say shout out to Latoya because her durability was like a stone wall. She was eating these kicks and never showing any pain. Taking heavy kicks to the body from Kaitlin. You've seen that before. You've seen like the results of some of the fighters just like really being in pain from these shots, but like Latoya was taking these shots well and still coming back with her own. But there was a point when Kaitlin was just kind of like teeing off with the body kicks. She was going with the right leg, with the left leg, and Latoya, I think she tried to switch to southpaw to set up the left hand to avoid some of the kicks, and I think she kind of switched to southpaw because the lead leg was getting kind of was taking too much damage. But when she switched to that southpaw stance, Kaitlin just went with the right kick to the body. She was just switching. So whatever side she switched to, Kaitlin was just coming back with body kicks from all angles. And like I said, I would have liked to see Latoya use more angles as far as coming inside, since she was the shorter fighter. I think if she would have stepped in more of an angle and then went to the body, she could have came back upstairs and avoided more of the leg kicks. But otherwise, Kaitlin controlled the round with more kicks and just secured the round with a takedown as well. She went on and got in a takedown to secure the round. Last round, Kaitlin going back to setting the pace with the jab and the kicks downstairs. If it's working, don't change it. And that's what she did. She was never really giving Latoya a chance to get any power shots off, because those kicks kept moving Latoya. Every time Latoya was about to let her hands go, those kicks would tag that leg or tag the body and kind of offset her rhythm and keep her from setting up any type of offense, making her reset. But Kaitlin, again, every time she step out of range, she would just kind of lure Latoya in, and Latoya would just kind of have to think. And while she's thinking, Kaitlin's coming back with more shots and kind of wearing Latoya down. So at that range, it's still like a controlled pressure that can kind of wear a fighter down mentally as much as it can physically. So I think Kaitlin saw that point whenever that mid-range fight was kind of taking its toll on Latoya. So she just jumped on her into that clinch, and she put Latoya's back to the fence and just went to work with some nice elbows and some knees. And Latoya was taking these shots again. Shout out to Latoya. She's tough. She's tough. She can take these shots. And at the same time, she was trying to fight back. She answered back with a few knees and some good right uppercuts to the body. But Kaitlin was being a lot more consistent and just an overall stronger fighter. She was really controlling the head of Latoya as she was landing these shots in the clinch. And elbows over the top, elbows to the head definitely hurt. So they're doing damage. And the majority of the round was just good inside fighting from Kaitlin. And she pretty much controlled the round. So yeah, man, I had it 30-27. It was a pretty good fight. Definitely another good example of why Kaitlin is called the striking Viking. Shout out to Latoya again. I just feel like this was a good return for her as far as to see where she was at. Definitely really has to shake off the rust. After 4 years off, you could definitely see that this was a fighter that didn't really have the legs or the movement and was ready to, step in there with really, really top level competition. But, she definitely had the durability. So we know that physically, Latoya is the type of fighter that can, hold her own, and she is tough. But as far as just getting back to the swing of things, I think if she gets another fight and she stays active now, I think that she'll come back stronger. She'll be she'll have broken that ice, and she'll be ready to move again, and let her hands go, be more mobile, and take more chances in there. But yeah, shout out to both ladies. They put on an exciting fight. Kaitlin said from here she'll fight anybody. She'll fight for a title again. So I think she deserves it too. She's a veteran in the game, and I'd like to see her win the featherweight title for INVICTA, before she rides off in the sunset. But yeah, overall it was a good fight, y'all. Definitely check this fight out. Let me know if y'all saw the fight and what y'all thought of in the comment section. Make sure y'all subscribe. Combo Breaker 99. I'm out. Peace.